All right. So, Tono Stevie live. And the 2025 election is over. Now, what happens? Well, let's look at the final seat count for this election. The Liberal Party of Canada won 169 seats. The Conservative Party of Canada won 143 seats. The Bloc Quebecois won 23 seats. The NDP won 1 seat. And the the NDP won 7 seats, and the Green Party won 1 seat. Elizabeth May retained her seat. Now, what happens? Well, um, the first thing that's going to happen is our new Prime Minister of Canada, Mark Carney, will go to Washington, D.C. on Tuesday, this upcoming Tuesday, to meet with President Trump at the White House, where I expect he is going to present a strong front on behalf of Canada. Um, there will be little talk about the so-called 51st slate, and he is going to basically emphasize that Canada is a sovereign country, and negotiate with Donald Trump from a position of strength. And added to that, May 27th will be the speech from the throne, and it has just been announced that King Charles III, the sovereign, will deliver the speech from the throne on that date. And so this will send a very strong message to President Donald Trump that Canada is a sovereign country and that there is no way that we will ever become the 51st state. So, what happens when the country has yet another minority government? Yes, we have another minority government. The Liberal Party of Canada fell 3 seats short of a majority government. And so basically, what that means is they will need help from at least one other um, federal party with 3 or more seats, namely the Conservatives, Bloc, or the NDP, in order to pass legislation. Now, what could happen is um, Mark Carney and the Liberals could try to persuade 3 opposition members of Parliament to cross the floor and join the Liberal Party to give them 172 seats. They could ask Elizabeth May, who is the Green Party leader, to cross the floor. They could ask the 7 members of the NDP to cross the floor. Now, a little history lesson here. You remember when I believe it was Belinda Stronach, who was a member of the Conservative Party of Canada, crossed the floor and became a member of the Liberal Party. And that was very controversial at the time that she did this. This could happen again when Parliament resumes, and we could have party members crossing the floor to join the Liberals. Now, basically, what we need here is we need unity, uh, and I think Mr. Carney does need to present a united front and try to unify the country. Although it seems that in the aftermath of the election, it looks like we're going to get even still at least starting out as a divided country. We have the Alberta Premier Danielle Smith basically wants to build pipelines. She wants the federal government to do more to benefit her province. And there's even talk of Alberta separation. I don't think that the citizens of Alberta are going to be eager to join this, even though what people are saying online or in the news that um, this could possibly become a movement in Alberta to separate from Canada become your own country. I doubt they'd ever want to join the United States. The only thing they have going for them is, in fact, the resources, the oil. Um, so, this is what's probably going to happen in the next little while. I think that Donald Trump is going to learn very quickly that Mark Carney is one very serious, very intelligent person who is going to um, lay down the law, sort of, to President Trump that the relationship between Canada and the United States, as long as Trump is president and insistent on using tariff policies to try to um, strong arm businesses to come back to the United States, this kind of relationship is over. I don't think it's over for good. I think, like most presidents, presidents come and go, administrations come and go. And I think by next year, 2026, uh, if the Democrats can get their act together, they can regain power in the House of Representatives and the Senate and try and at least act as some sort of get some sort of checks and balances to the president, the Oval Office, as much as they can. Now, another thing I would like to add is Mark Carney is a very serious guy. And yes, I don't expect my political leaders to be saints, to be perfect. There are imperfections. And yes, you can go back to his time as the head of Brookfield for indications about what he's going to do, or the fact that he was an advisor to Justin Trudeau, the former prime minister, for an idea of where the country is going to go. But that was when he was an advisor. Now he's in the top job. And I think a leader needs to be able to read the room. He needs to realize if he's going to put the country first, then he has to implement public policy that he may not always agree with. And so, if he's really smart, if he's really on the ball, he has 169 total seats in the House of Commons. So when he picks his cabinet, which I think is May the 12th or the week of May the 12th, he needs to bring in some brand new blood to cabinet. And now what that means is some long-time Liberal cabinet ministers under Justin Trudeau will probably be shown the door. And, you know, yes, he might maintain some Liberal cabinet ministers from Trudeau's government. Um, I can think of Melanie Joly, the foreign affairs minister, would probably still retain her job. Chrystia Freeland, who finished second place in the Liberal leadership race, probably maintain a cabinet position. There are some others, but I think what Carney does need to do is he needs to send a strong message to the other not gender, but age groups that didn't vote primarily Liberal, and he needs to bring them into cabinet. One example of this was the person who finished in third place in the federal Liberal leadership, Karina Gould. Karina Gould probably is much younger than Mr. Carney, but she represents the age group that voted primarily conservative. So it would be a very good idea if Mr. Carney brought her in and gave her a prominent cabinet position so that she is very visible. She represents the future of the Liberal Party, and it would be a very good idea, send a very strong message to the country if Mr. Carney put her into a cabinet position. Now, as far as the other longtime cabinet ministers, It may be a stark reality that some of those people will be out of at least a cabinet position when the new cabinet is unveiled. And speaking of the new cabinet, it is also a very good idea if Mr. Carney does have a smaller cabinet. Initially, when he filled out the positions, when he became prime minister, that was one thing I noticed was that the size of the cabinet was very small. And I think when he eventually does choose his cabinet for May the 12th, the number of cabinet positions should probably be also small. Sends a very strong message to the country that he is not going to try to um, basically build a big, oversized packed cabinet that's going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars per cabinet minister. Um, so, this is what I think is probably uh, at least the immediate future of Canada. Now, what I think, what about the future of this minority government? Is it possible that Canada will be flung into another federal election within the next 1.5 to 2 years when all of the opposition parties join together in a non confidence vote in the House of Commons and bring down the government, plunging us back into another federal election? I think this is highly unlikely that there will be a non-confidence vote that will succeed in the House of Commons. I think it would be a very bad idea for any party to try and bring one. I don't think all the parties, all the opposition parties, would join in. It would look very bad politically to do this. I think the NDP, they need to reorganize and they need as much time as possible to basically rebuild their party. They also need to choose a new leader, as Jagmeet Singh lost his seat and he resigned as leader of the federal NDP. And the surprise at all of the federal election was that Pierre Poilievre, who had held the riding of Ottawa Carleton since 2004, 21 years, he lost his seat to Liberal Bruce Fanjoy by, I believe it was at least 3,000 votes. And so you got to wonder what happened there. It certainly looks like maybe Mr. Poilievre did take his riding for granted. He'd been elected 7 times, and he thought, well, it's got to be elected an 8th time. Well, that didn't happen. So I believe a MP in Alberta has volunteered to give up their seat so that Mr. Poilievre can run in a by-election. And Prime Minister Carney has indicated that he would not play any games and that he would call a by-election as soon as possible. So there will probably be a by-election soon. Mr. Poilievre will run in a safe Alberta riding, and he is probably going to get elected and be a member of Parliament. I don't know how long this is going to take, because when you don't have a seat in the House of Commons, you cannot sit in the opposition benches. Mr. Poilievre would have to sit in the gallery as an observer, as a member of the public, until he wins a seat in the by-election. So now, what happens now? And this is what happens. I think, it's time, the political talk should probably calm down now, and let's just focus on the Canada, uh, Canadian issues, and give the new Liberal minority government under Mark Carney a chance to um, get some things done. Now, um, this is my. I'm going to actually close the election desk, the Toronto Stevie Live election desk, because, like I said, I don't expect an election to take place. Probably not until 2029. That would probably be the case. So this is now going to be the Toronto Stevie Live political desk. And From time to time, I will post when I watch the political realities going on in Canada, the United States, even the world. You'll get it on my YouTube channel, Toronto Stevie Live Political Desk, and I will give views on what's going on in Canada and relationship to the United States and the world. So this is my first Toronto Stevie Live Political Desk. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I will end the video now. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody.